What's going on, my people? Welcome back to another video with JB, not Bieber, your host, Jason. What's going on? What's good? What's good? It's been a long time since we've been in the car. Oh my god, there's a little fair over there. See? And there's a sheriff too. Alright, so anyways, so it's been a long time. Back in school now, everything's going, life's happening, all that stuff. I got a haircut, looking good now, looking clean, haven't shaved, shaving tomorrow for No Shave November. That's what's up. So let's get into it. Today we're gonna talk about the first time I wrecked my 1966 Mustang, because it was a whole night that led up to this, and it was one of those things I should have known better than to go out and do this. But anyways, let's get into it. So I was a junior, probably. I want to say I was a junior in high school, and I was driving my Mustang, and at the beginning of the night, around 7 o'clock-ish, me and my buddies were at this strip mall development mini city thing in Alpharetta called the Avalon, and we were there. We were just having some fun, and when we were leaving, I started driving around the little center section of the city, or the town, or whatever. It's a really weird thing to describe, but it's got like a little, basically a loop in it, and I was driving around that with the music on, and I saw this guy named DJ Kid Luke, or Luke Harana, whatever, who went to my high school, and he was on Tosh.0. But I saw him, and he was interested in buying the Mustang because I was selling it at the time, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna rev it up for him. So I'm sitting in the middle of this little shopping strip circle thing, and I rev it up real loud, and everyone looks over, and he's standing there giving me the thumbs up, all happy and stuff. And it's probably about 8 or 9 by this time, and I'm turning around again to leave, and in my rear view mirror, blue lights. So I get pulled over in this mini shopping center area, and the cop comes up to the window, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, this is great, this is just what I wanted. And he goes, son, what were you doing? And I'm like, revving my engine, sir, keeping the car running, because my car did have issues with idling and stuff, but that wasn't why I was revving. And basically he asked for my phone number, and I gave it to him, but when I gave it to him, I started with my family phone number, because I was assuming that's what he was asking, and then I thought I'd pull a fast one and give him my cell phone number, and he didn't buy that. Had to give him the family number, and ultimately he was like, I could give you a ticket for disturbing the peace and this and that. And he saw me a couple weeks ago, and I did a burnout leaving Avalon, and he just really wasn't happy with me. But at the end, he didn't give me a ticket or anything, so I was happy. But he said, don't come back here, and that was fine. So I left, and I was on my way home, and my buddies had dispersed by then, and so I was on my way home, and in front of my high school on the way home, there was a DUI checkpoint, and I was like, alright, cool. I hadn't been drinking or anything, so there was no worries there. Pulled up, and the cop that took my license was the same cop from another story that you will be hearing soon, but he looked at me and he said, you know, we just got a call in about this car at Avalon. And I was like, yeah, that was me, I got pulled over there, blah blah blah. Had a good chat with the officer there, and and the Mustang cuts out while I'm sitting in this group of police officers, and they're all looking at the car and stuff because it's 9:45, 10 o'clock now, and they're just looking at the car, talking and having a good time, and I'm having a good time with them, and it cuts out, and I'm like, oh God, please, I hope it starts back up. And I asked the officer, I'm like, hey, can I start my car again? Just get it warmed up so that when I'm ready to go, we're all good. And I start it up and it starts sputtering again. So I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to start revving it to keep it running. And I'm revving it. And the cop's like, son, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just keeping my car running, no big deal. I'm not trying to cause any issues. I'm not trying to be a disturbance. I'm just trying to simply get home now. And after it runs for 5 minutes while I'm sitting there chatting with them, because they knew me through a bunch of different incidents, but it was all cool and the car ran fine, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for a drive because I had a stressful night and I was like, I just want to blow off some steam. So I'm on my drive and I come to this neighborhood that's being developed, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go in there. And this is a neighborhood that before they had a road paved or anything, me and my buddies went mudding there and had a good time. And this is a neighborhood that I knew, so it wasn't like I stumbled upon it and I was just in there for the first time. This is a neighborhood that I knew and I was comfortable driving in. And I go to the back of this neighborhood and I call my buddy that was with me earlier that night, and I'm like, yo dude, get your Fusion out here, because he drove a Ford Fusion. I'm like, get your Fusion out here, let's have a little race and have some fun. And he's like, are you sure you want to do this? You just got pulled over earlier tonight. And I'm like, yeah dude, no worries, we're cool, let's just do it. And so we get lined up. I call another friend over to give us the wave to flag us down to start and make it a whole little Fast and Furious type scene. And so we're in there, we're hauling ass through this neighborhood that's got tight turns and just weaves all around, and we're just going at it. And me and my buddy were flying down, and there's a last turn, and it's like a sweeping 90-degree turn, and the brakes in the Mustang weren't all that great. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna brake early for this, and I start to brake and it's not enough, and I jerk the wheel and I just run off the side of the road up this hill. And I just got the Mustang back a week earlier from replacing the suspension housing, and I was like, oh my God, I broke it again, I'm never gonna get to drive this car, blah blah blah. But it's fine. There was some damage to the place that we were at, but no cops came, no issues there. And it was a good night, but I ran my Mustang off the road and followed the stereotypes of Mustangs crash, and God, but that whole ordeal led to it went from one stupid decision to another, and it was just a fun night where I was young and dumb, and it was fun. So yeah, that is the story of the first time I wrecked my Mustang. I feel like I'm gonna do more videos like this in the future. I like it. It gives a little history on me, on my cars, on my driving. I think it's a fun thing to share and talk about. So let me know if you like this. I hope you have a great day, good night, all that stuff. Peace, love, smiles. Subscribe, don't forget.